Picture this, you're driving for hours. No towns, no gas stations, no cell signal, no other cars. Just you, a rough gravel road, and endless wilderness in every direction. It feels less like a road trip, and more like disappearing off the face of the earth. This is the Trans-Taïga Highway, the most remote, isolated road in North America, a 666-kilometer stretch of nothingness, cutting straight through Quebec's northern wilderness. And the strangest part, it doesn't even connect anywhere. It leads deep into the wild and then simply ends. In this video, I'll show you why this road exists, how extreme the journey really is, and why it might be the loneliest place you can reach by car on this continent. If places like this fascinate you, forgotten roads, remote frontiers, human limits, make sure to subscribe. I'll take you to the edges of the map. It might seem hard to believe, but the most isolated road in North America wasn't built for adventure, tourism, or exploration. The Trans-Taïga Highway exists because of one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in Canadian history, the James Bay Hydroelectric Project. In the early 1970s, Hydro-Québec set out to harness the power of the region's vast river systems to generate electricity on a massive scale. To access remote construction sites, transport equipment, and maintain these facilities, a road had to be built, cutting through some of the most inhospitable terrain on the continent. Construction of the Trans-Taïga began in 1971, pushing through dense boreal forests, across wetlands, and over countless rivers. By 1974, the gravel road was complete, stretching hundreds of kilometers into the northern wilderness. Building it was no small feat. Winter temperatures in the region regularly plunged to -40 degrees Celsius, and every kilometer of road required clearing forest, reinforcing unstable ground, and constructing bridges across remote waterways. Yet, despite the engineering challenge, this isn't a road that's celebrated or widely known. It remains unpaved to this day, serving only a network of hydroelectric facilities hidden deep in the wilderness. Facilities that power cities hundreds of kilometers away, including Montreal, Quebec City, and even parts of the northeastern United States. The Trans-Taïga isn't about connecting people, it's about connecting infrastructure to some of the most untouched, isolated territory left in North America. Driving the Trans-Taïga isn't like taking a long road trip. It's more like planning an expedition into the unknown. There are no towns, no rest stops, and no reliable services along its 666-kilometer stretch. The entire road is gravel, narrow, and often barely wide enough for two vehicles to pass. But passing other vehicles, that's a rare event. Traffic is virtually non-existent. What makes the journey even more dangerous is the sheer distance between fuel stops, over 350 kilometers in some sections. For many vehicles, that's beyond their maximum range. Anyone attempting to drive this road must carry extra fuel, emergency supplies, spare parts, satellite communication equipment, and enough food and water to survive several days. And that level of preparation isn't optional, it's essential. Break down here, and help won't arrive in minutes. Search and rescue operations can take days, depending on weather and location. The road conditions themselves only add to the challenge. Deep potholes, unpredictable weather, and rapidly changing terrain make the Trans-Taïga as physically demanding as it is mentally isolating. This isn't just a remote road, it's a test of endurance, logistics, and survival. Few attempt it, even fewer finish it. One of the first things you'll notice when driving the Trans-Taïga is the silence. Not the kind of quiet you find in a quiet neighborhood, the kind of silence that feels heavy, physical. With no traffic, no towns, and no distant hum of civilization, you're left with what acoustic ecologists call true quiet. The Trans-Taïga cuts straight through the Canadian Shield, one of the oldest geological formations on Earth. Shaped by glaciers that retreated roughly 10,000 years ago, this rugged, rocky landscape is covered by the boreal forest, a sprawling sea of black spruce, tamarack, and jack pine that stretches endlessly in every direction. But these aren't towering forests like you'd find in coastal rainforests. The trees here are short, tough, and built to survive. Winters dominate the region for up to 8 months of the year, with brutal cold and snow shaping every living thing. Water defines the landscape. Quebec holds over 3 million freshwater lakes, more than any other place on the planet. Most remain nameless, unmapped, and virtually untouched by humans. The wildlife here thrives in the absence of human development. Moose, black bears, wolves, and woodland caribou roam freely. The caribou in particular rely on these ancient forests as part of their migration routes that have existed long before roads or industry arrived. At the highway's end lies the Caniapisco Reservoir, a massive man-made lake covering over 4,300 square kilometers, larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Hidden here beneath the surface is the infrastructure that fuels Quebec's cities, and yet standing here, it feels like civilization couldn't be further away. To fully understand just how isolated the Trans-Taïga Highway is, you have to compare it to some of North America's other famously remote roads. At first glance, there seem to be parallels, but none quite match the extreme isolation of the Trans-Taïga. Take Alaska's Dalton Highway, for example. It stretches roughly 671 kilometers, 417 miles, from Fairbanks to Prudhoe Bay, hugging the route of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. The Dalton is legendary for its rough conditions, unpredictable weather, and long stretches without services. But despite its reputation, it still has fuel stations, maintenance camps, and ends at a large industrial complex on the Arctic Ocean. Then there's the Dempster Highway, crossing 720 kilometers, 447 miles of remote tundra between Dawson City in the Yukon and Inuvik in the Northwest Territories. Incredibly isolated, yes, but it connects real communities. In recent years, it was even extended all the way to the Arctic Ocean, providing a year-round overland link to Canada's northern coast. Even Nevada's Highway 50, famously marketed as the loneliest road in America, can't compete. That highway crosses vast desert with gaps of up to 170 kilometers, 106 miles between small towns. But those gaps are nothing compared to the uninterrupted wilderness surrounding the Trans-Taïga. What makes the Trans-Taïga unique isn't just the remoteness, it's the deliberate disconnect. This road leads away from civilization and then simply stops. No towns, no end destination, just raw, untouched nature. Plenty of roads are remote, plenty of routes take you deep into the wilderness. But the Trans-Taïga stands apart for one simple reason: it leads nowhere. This is not a road designed to connect cities, towns, or even outposts. It was built with a single functional purpose: to access hydroelectric infrastructure hidden in Quebec's vast wilderness. Once that goal is achieved, the road ends. No loops, no border crossings, no alternate routes, just the raw edge of human reach. If you make it to the end of the Trans-Taïga, you'll be standing at one of the furthest points from any town or settlement accessible by road in all of North America. Beyond that, the only way forward is by float plane, boat, or not at all. To the east, more than 600 kilometers of untouched forest, rivers, and rocky shield terrain stretch toward the Atlantic Ocean. No roads, no towns, just raw, ancient wilderness. In an era where the planet feels increasingly connected, where infrastructure expands deeper into every corner of the map, the Trans-Taïga remains a rare exception, a man-made road that reminds you how vast, harsh, and disconnected parts of this continent still are. The Trans-Taïga Highway isn't just a forgotten stretch of gravel in northern Canada, it's a contradiction. A road built by human hands that ultimately leads to the overwhelming dominance of nature. In a world where technology and infrastructure connect almost every corner of the map, this place reminds us there are still frontiers, places untouched, unforgiving, and isolated by design. For those who dare to take the journey, it's more than a road trip. It's an encounter with silence, wilderness, and the limits of human reach. If you find places like this as fascinating as I do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I explore the most extreme, remote, and off-the-map locations on Earth. And trust me, this is just the beginning.